Hi guys, thanks for tuning into an episode of Nuggets News. Well, today I want to talk about a protocol I think is setting up for explosive growth in the next 12 months. They're nearly just days away now from completing one of the most anticipated upgrades in crypto history that's going to unlock that $1 trillion value of Bitcoin and give it further utility. So before we dive into Stacks, the leading Bitcoin scaling solution, I do want to give a big shout out to over 1,000 new subscribers after our last video. So I'll continue to do these videos on what's happening around the world, the Australian economy, as well as all our crypto videos, because as more and more of you are starting to understand, this is all interrelated if we want to build out this new decentralized world and take power away from the traditional power structures. All right, so the Stacks Foundation, the Stacks ecosystem, they've nearly completed this upgrade, the Nakamoto upgrade that's going to make using Bitcoin in DeFi, in lending and swapping and this whole world of finance that a lot easier to be built out on top of Bitcoin. So the first few stages of this are already completed. And as I said, we're now just days away from having 5-second blocks and Bitcoin finality, Bitcoin security, when you can use your Bitcoin to do all these financial little applications and protocols and all these other dApps that are building on top of Bitcoin. So very exciting compared to traditionally with Bitcoin being pretty slow and clunky. 10-minute confirmation times, those confirmation times can blow right out when the network gets busy. I'm sure we've all sent some Bitcoin from one address to another before, and an hour later it hasn't showed up and you're panicking. And unless you understand how this all works, it can be pretty confusing. So the median block time is probably better to go on here. As you can see, it hovers around 10 minutes, give or take. But when you send Bitcoin from one wallet to another or from an exchange to a wallet, different exchanges have different rules on how many confirmations they're going to wait. So how many lots of average 10 minutes before they'll accept your transaction and say that it's not reversible and that type of thing. So if a lot of exchanges might have 3 confirmations. If the network's running smoothly and they're all each an average of 10 minutes, it's going to be half an hour before that exchange or the Bitcoin shows up in your wallet as credited and actually there. So that's just a quick explanation. Hopefully a lot of you have got your heads around that already. But Stacks has been pegged to Bitcoin up until now. So this upgrade is going to take it from 10 minutes to 5 seconds to do these different transactions. And that's really exciting for all these other protocols that I'm going to run you through quickly that are building on top of Bitcoin. Some of them have already got tokens. Some of them you can earn points for those airdrops, but we're going to talk about all that as we get into it. But that's the gist of this big upgrade and why it's so exciting. Now, as you know, over the past couple of years, I've had Bitcoin DeFi pegged as one of the best plays for this upcoming market cycle. And it's been in our Bitcoin DeFi portfolio and in my personal portfolio for ages now. You know, when I posted about this back in September 22, I think the price was around 30 cents and it traded between 30 cents and 20 cents for a long time before we've had this big run. And now we've had the pullback, like the whole market, everything's been taking a breather for 6 months. But this isn't a new coin. It's been around for a while. And there's a lot of excitement about the possibility of DeFi being built on top of Bitcoin in the last cycle. As always, after things peak, they crash and cool off a lot, but it's the projects like this that have got really quality developers and they've been pushing upgrades that tend to benefit and set new highs in the next bull market. So pretty exciting possibilities for Stacks as we near the completion of this upgrade. We've got plenty of projects building within their ecosystem now. It's come a long way since that last market cycle. And the other thing to mention is that those that do stake their Stacks token, or stackers as they're known, they go from being responsible for just locking up their tokens to contribute to the security of the network to now validating and approving blocks. So similar to upgrades that you've heard of other blockchains in the past, possibly. If you're a beginner, you don't need to worry about any of this too much, other than it's about to get a lot faster and quicker to use your Bitcoin to do a lot more cool stuff. And this is kind of what we saw with Ethereum as well, as we got that first bubble in 2017, and all of a sudden you could swap coins and tokens and do lending and borrow stable coins, pool your funds to earn rewards. All this stuff becomes possible. A whole financial system outside of the traditional financial system is now coming to Bitcoin after being built out on Ethereum and plenty of these other chains. Other thing to mention here is the grayscale. Before the ETFs, these guys were basically the biggest way and easiest way to get exposure to Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other coins that they chose as the blue chips of the crypto space to create a trust or a fund through Wall Street and the traditional ways you invest. And they've now got a Stacks trust. So at the moment, this Stacks trust is 5 Stacks tokens per share. So Stacks is trading at around $1.50 at the moment, say roughly. Well, 5 shares of that is around $7.50. So that's all you need to know why that price is slightly different. Okay, so let's talk about some of these best protocols and how to get involved with this whole ecosystem. So first of all, you're going to need a Bitcoin wallet. If you've been in the crypto space for a while, you've probably used these extensions like MetaMask or Rabby, some of the newer ones. The Leather wallet is the one that I find is the most integrated now for the Stacks ecosystem to use these different projects. So just like with your other wallets, it'll generate an address, and I'm not going to walk through that today, but once you've got all that set up and you can buy some Stacks or some Bitcoin through one of the exchanges, again, links below if you're new and you need to make sure you're using the legitimate exchanges and whatnot, then you can send your Bitcoin or Stacks to your wallet and start playing around with these different apps. So the first one I want to talk about is Stacking DAO, and these guys are making it easy for you to lock up and stake your Stacks. So if you click on Launch App, it'll bring you to this screen, and if you've got that Stacks in your wallet, you can then just convert it to staked Stacks. And what that means is you get to earn the yield, earn some rewards for helping contribute to the network. But now you can also reuse that token rather than just having it dormant and sitting there securing the network. You can actually still use it with these other applications and dApps and borrow against it, even though you've got it locked up and working for you already. So pretty cool initiative by Stacking DAO. And again, they've got points you can earn just by using this ecosystem, having a play around with it. They've also got these quests at the moment you can do, just things like following them on Twitter and joining their Discord and Telegram can earn you points for that future airdrop when they do have a token in future. The next one is Arcadeco. Again, I mentioned before, I've done detailed interviews with a lot of these projects in recent months, but basically a way to deposit Stacks and mint a stablecoin. So again, if you click on Launch App, you can see how this is all done. Vaults with your staked Stacks or your regular Stacks, Xverse BTC. So if you've got that different wallet, again, this is for the more advanced users among you, how to start to use these to your advantage. And I think it's really exciting for someone that's got a lot of Bitcoin now that doesn't have to sell it. You can just borrow stable coins against it if you want to take some profits. Now, Arcadeco do have their own token, currently around 7 million market cap, peaking at 80 cents there and back down to under 10 cents now. The next one up is Hamatica. So this is a Bitcoin-backed stablecoin with the yield built into it as well. So you can get those rewards and have a stablecoin there with the USDH, and more features to come for a lot of these protocols as well. It's so early on. Zest protocol, this is a liquidity pool. Again, we'll open up the app there, but you can supply different assets or borrow different assets, earn yield and that type of thing. Points can be earned on Zest, but no token itself just yet. Next up, we've got Bitflow, so a decentralized exchange where you can trade, earn, borrow, and do all these things together. Again, check that one out. But the final one I want to mention here is Vela. So these guys have got building on a couple of different Bitcoin ecosystems, as well as Ethereum, but this next upgrade is going to be massive for them. So you can check out their actual DEX or their perp DEX. So to trade these perpetual swaps, if you're into trading and whatnot, at the moment they've only got wrapped Bitcoin, but this is going to be something where you can do all your trading without using a proper exchange from your own wallet in future. Again, swapping from one coin to another, bridging from the Ethereum network to the Stacks network and so on. It's going to ask you to say connect your Ethereum wallet and then connect your Stacks wallet so you can bridge from one network to another. I know these things are a little bit complicated, guys, but this is all very exciting, and it reminds me so much of those early days when Ethereum had that explosive growth. Final one, special mention to Granite. I know this is another one that people are excited about that's coming. Another great way to borrow against your Bitcoin without having to sell. So hopefully you can see why I'm pretty excited about all this stuff. 5-second block times. This is just going to lead to that explosive growth and unlocking that $1 trillion locked in Bitcoin. But guys, if you do want to get all our free best weekly crypto trends, you can head over to the website and sign up for free access to all that. If you want all our premium research, you can become a member. And for high net worth individuals, we still have that VIP room as well. That's it for today, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share these videos around, and I'll talk to you again soon. Cheers.